shift from the more recent knowledge, right? That's the more recent thing. Kids don't do that. Kids look for, well, what's the part of this person that I can play with, or have fun with or something. But the more grown-up training that we all undergo as therapists has to do with how to be helpful. So that's looking for what needs help. So that's kind of what's wrong here.
Yeah.
Where's the pain?
Yeah, yeah.
And to kind of take that well-meaning, very well-meaning intention, and shift it to something else that is actually to be as helpful as I can possibly be. That's not where you start. That's hard.
And even as you're talking about that, you're demonstrating and giving evidence to one of the reasons for that shift, for making that shift, because you talk about, the difference of looking for what's wrong, what needs help, and there's an efforting that goes on.
Yeah.
One of the things that for most people instantly happens when we have the intention to be nourished by the experience of being with someone, it's not a surprising idea. It's most of us therapists realize what an honor it is to be invited into somebody's personal life, to be trusted that way. So there's that already in place, that this is a sacred situation here, and what an honor that somebody is willing to invite us into their journey. But it's even more specific than that. It's to actually allow myself to see, because it doesn't have to be difficult, but just this little shift of appreciating something about the person, and as we would if they were our sister or our child. It's so easy. Or if you see someone with a little kid or with a little puppy or something, and that's you wouldn't look at the puppy to see if there's any hint of future illness or anything like that, unless you're a vet. But even a veterinarian goes into the job because of a love of animals, and probably the very first experience with an animal is this
Little
appreciation.
puppy.
Yeah. And it relaxes something. If that's the first thing we do, because it's not like a difficult search, it's a let ourselves see that. And all the research that's been done in what makes psychotherapy successful when it is points to the most important indicator that the relationship is 8 times more important than the method. But
Actually, 8 times. 8
times. That was one study.
Okay.
But even before the relationship, and even more important than the relationship, the most significant thing is called client factors. It's what does the client have going for them? The
Strengths.
the degree to which a person is going to get anything out of psychotherapy has a lot to do with what they come in with.
Where is that?
Yeah, that's reported in a book called The Heart and Soul of Change: What Works in Therapy.
Okay, I have
And
the book.
it's was published a few years ago by the American Psychological Association, and it's a compilation of 30 years of research.
Terrific.
And they've broken it down, like the client factors are, I don't know, 30% or 40%, and relationship between the degree to which the client feels good about the therapist, and again, way down low, almost insignificant, is what method is being used. So the first thing I think we need to be looking for are those factors that are going to be the basis of what the person is going to get out of psychotherapy. And so it's essential that we register that continually, not just notice it in the first minute that they come in and then forget about it and start working on something, but keep that as that's what they have going for them. And if I'm not clear on it, keep looking for that. And realizing that there's a kind of relaxation that happens okay, they've got a lot going for them. It's not all up to me to help them or save them or rescue them or anything, whatever our habits are as helpers. And it starts the whole ball rolling with me as the therapist filling up, filling my own bucket. And then not only is that going to contribute to the field, the relational context of the situation, the difference of sitting in the presence of somebody that's appreciating you compared with sitting in the presence of somebody that's wondering how to fix you is huge and subtle, but very tangible. And the other thing is that I relax a little bit. I effort less. I have faith. The more I can see something in the other person that inspires me, the more faith I have that they're going to be fine. The harder I need to work to make them survive or make them okay in life. Not that I'm not going to do anything, but I'm going to do it from a more relaxed and spacious place. It's a real gem, this idea, because I think therapists are all wanting to be loving and caring and nourishing.
The healing process.
Yeah.
And how to do that.
But therapists, as you know, burn out.
Oh yes.
And it's because if we're feeling drained after being with somebody or at the end of a day or a week, it's because we haven't been taking in the nourishment available that's there, but we need to do that switch to let it in. And it feels a little bit like, well, I should be there for the other person. I shouldn't be taking in. So that's what's radical about it. But it's a real gem, because the more I take in nourishment from being with someone, the better they feel about being with me, and the more they take advantage of this relational space to do their healing.